Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Which Way 101. So, the past couple of videos I've been going over basic stuff, but one of my friends, I actually sent her both of the videos, and so she got to asking me a really good question. She has been dealing with a lot of negative energy and feels like there's a negative entity in her own home. And so I told her, plain and simple, if you have some sort of negative energy or something like that going on in your home and you really want to get rid of it, I would recommend grabbing some sage. This is a small smudging stick. You can pick this up at pretty much any new age store. And they won't cost you very much. Like, I think I picked this one up for like $3. And then one of my friends actually has different sages growing at their house, so they told me that I could actually go through and grab some sage. So there's like 3 different kinds of sage in here. There's regular garden green sage, tricolored sage, and purple sage. And so I recommend going throughout your entire house and while burning this either smudging stick right here, or burning the sage in some sort of container that's not going to burn the house, obviously, or your hands. And I would go ahead and go throughout the entire house. And what I do is I tell, I say verbally, negative spirits, negative energies are not allowed in my home. So as I burn this, you are being released. And the reason why I do this is because I want to let any sort of spirit know that, this is my home. This is not some place that is welcome for you. If you're going to be disruptive to me, if you're going to harm my sleep, if you're going to harm something that I'm doing or something that I'm trying to accomplish, you are not welcomed in my home. And for those of you who cannot get a hold of sage, I highly recommend finding rosemary or lavender, because I've used both of them to help clear and cleanse my home. And it seems to work really, really well. I actually have a list of common herbs right here, but I'm not finding what I really want to see in here. But one of the other things that you can grab is cedar, from a cedar tree. Either the pricklies that come off of it, they're not leaves, but the little things that come off of it, or even the bark itself. Both of those are good for purification and for protection as well. They're good for spiritual growth and prosperity too. So it's a nice little combination going on there. And then if you have kupal, which I'm very hard pressed to find down here. It's findable. It's just not always easy to find. That one's also good for purification and cleansing of ritual spaces and tools and stones. But again, it can also be used in your own home, and added to the cedar or the rosemary or lavender or even the sage. If you've watched any of my other videos, you will notice that I talk about a mortar and pestle. I think I've actually shown it in one of my videos. And that's a really good way to go ahead and incorporate all of these together. Or like this particular smudging stick right here, you see how it's wrapped up together with the cord. I know people who will go ahead and take rosemary, lavender, and sage and just wrap it all together like this and make a smudging stick of their own and use that to burn. And that works perfectly fine. You're just going to really want to be careful about making sure that you're not going to burn yourself or anything like that, because you don't need to go ahead and harm yourself like that. It doesn't work like that. And then I also have some other things that I wanted to go through as well, and I'm getting to them. So I forgot my regular notebook, and if you can't tell from the background, like there's an awesome little dream catcher in the back. I'm not at my house, so I'm visiting with some friends, and I forgot my normal notes book, so that I use for all of my writings and all my videos. But I'm looking for certain herbs and herbal correspondences so that I can give you guys a better list of protection and smudging your own homes, because smudging your homes, protecting yourself, protecting your family. That is what we are all about. You know, I'm not saying that everybody in the craft is about that, but I personally am all about going ahead and protecting my home, protecting my family, making sure that my family's healthy, my family's safe, my loved ones are healthy and safe. So I'm just going to go over a quick list of different herbs that a person can use for protection and purification of one's home and self. And I will tell you which ones are for protection, which ones are for purification as we go along, okay? So please do bear with me. I'm going to try to make this video kind of short and sweet. We've got Angelica, and that's good for protection. And then we've also got allspice, something that is in almost everybody's cupboard, okay? And that one's also good for protection. This one's not good for protection or anything like that, or going ahead and cleansing yourself, but it is good for prosperity, and that's barley. And everybody could always use a little bit more prosperity in their life, if you ask me. If you use clover, clover is also good for protection as well. Heather is also great for protection. It's all of these herbs and all of these ingredients also have other properties and other uses as well. Pine is also good for prosperity as well, not just cleansing and whatnot. I would highly, highly recommend using any of those herbs together and incorporating them in, you know, your life. And even if you only do this once a month, or even if it's once every 6 months because you don't find a need to do it once a month, that's perfect. You know, I don't know if I've actually said this on this particular channel. My coven sister recently died, and she was my last coven sister. Me and my sister, before she died, we made a coven, and so we used to get together about once or twice a year, and we would do protection spells, and it was great to do this. And then she eventually got out of the craft. She found Christianity and was just like, this is my go-to. And I was like, hey, cool, right on. But she was pretty cool about it because she understood where I was coming from, and she understood why I believe what I believe and why that will never change. She herself found God, which is great. You know, I always believe that everybody needs a higher power than themselves, because everybody needs help in life. And honestly, what better help are you going to get than from a god or gods or even goddesses, you know? So can't get mad at that. But like I was saying, we would get together once to twice a year. We would renew these protection spells. We even did this while she was a Christian. You know, she enjoyed doing this with me because I believe she felt more protected and more at home and more at ease when this was going on, which is great, because that's always what you want. You want to make sure that when you do these spells, you're not sitting there jumping into something that you don't know what is going on. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there again. I know that I've put this in my first video. I don't know if I put it in my second one. I think I did. But just in case, just do remember, what you put out will come back to you. So if you put out love and hugs and kisses, that's what you're going to get. If you put out bad, oh, you know, I want this person to get harmed and I want that person over there to lose their job, those same things will come back to you. And they will come back threefold. Okay? Sometimes even more. So please be careful about what you put out into the world. I don't want to be held responsible for somebody sitting there saying, well, I learned it from this girl, Jessie, who runs this channel, Witch Way 101 on YouTube. No. I'm not trying to teach any sort of bad or black magic or anything like that. I'm just trying to cover the basics and trying to go ahead and open up people's eyes. And if I can help, I'm more than willing to help. It's actually one of the reasons why I've started this channel, is because I noticed so many people were just like, Jess, what's a pagan? What do you mean? And so after trying to explain it, they were like, oh, you're into black magic and curses and spells and all that weird hoodoo and voodoo stuff. And I'm like, no. So it kind of started off like that. And it also helped that my kid sister wanted to learn more about magic. She herself is starting to open up her mind to the different possibilities of different deities out there. And I personally find this to be amazing. I'm very proud of her, very proud of how far she's come. I honestly did not think that this day would come. So I've been very, very excited for her. So, But yes, protection is a very important part, and protecting your own home and everything else. Now that I've gotten way off topic. So, and there's also different stones a person can use. As I mentioned in the first video, I'm always wearing a tourmaline ring. And that's because tourmaline is good for banishing negative energy. I don't want it around me. I don't want it around my loved ones. I just, no. Okay. This is actually not even a wedding ring from anybody. This is a wedding ring to myself, to my own commitment to myself. Because I take what I do very seriously. And so that's why I started doing this, and that's why I wanted to get started in it, because I figured, you know, everybody needs to go ahead and learn something new every day. And the best way to do that is to either read about it, watch about it, or plain and simple sit down and learn about it. And so here we are. We're learning about it, you know. But yeah, so the thing is that, and there's also different stones that a person can use to go ahead and promote protection and promote healing negative energies and promote going ahead and getting rid of negative energies and whatnot. If you do not have them, and if you have not seen my first video, go back and watch it. It's called Witchcraft 101. I didn't title it episodes or anything like that. It's just Witchcraft 101. And then, because in that one, it's either that one or I think it's my second one actually, Witchcraft 101 E2. That one I show different crystals in. I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting at least a quartz crystal. They're relatively cheap to get. You can get them at pretty much any store that you walk into, any sort of stone store, bead store, crafting store. They're pretty much there. So I'm going to go ahead and pretty much call it good. Oh yes, one last thing. If you also want to pick up onyx, onyx is also brilliant at overcoming ghosts and problems in your past. So if you have a nasty spirit hanging around or whatever, that's a good one. It also protects against negative magic, and it aids in communication with the spirits. So if you're trying to get rid of a negative energy or a negative ghost or something like that, that's definitely a good stone to have in your corner or have in your pocket while you're doing this. It can definitely go ahead and promote what you're trying to promote and what you're trying to do. And, you know, I am fully supportive of that and fully behind that. So, I mean, there's different things that a person can do to go ahead and help as far as protection of oneself. There's many stones, there's many herbs, there's many different things. And if you guys have any questions about this, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to go ahead and answer your questions. But yeah, no, just comment in the comments below. If you know me personally, you probably can PM me on my Facebook, because 9 times out of 10, that's where you'll find me. But yeah, no, so let me know down below what you guys think. Share this video with your friends. Share it with your family. PM people with it. I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to open up people's eyes. I'm not trying to keep them closed. The problem that we're having is that too many people have these little blinders on their eyes, and it's not doing anybody any good. So if I can do one thing that will help open up people's eyes, or maybe even help somebody learn something new, I am all for it. Okay. So, you know, let's go ahead and get this out there. Let's go ahead and do what we can. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope that you all are magically blessed. And yeah, so blessed be. Have a great day. Bye for now.